Hi everybody, my name is Bowen KO. This is my Max main account, and this is a belated 2025 progress video. I've never made a progress video before, but I just want to capture it for myself, as I'm really bad at keeping track of the progress on my account. As you can see, these are some of the information from the overview. I am max total 126 combat, 2376. I got 99 sailing about a month after its release, almost exclusively salvaging, and I'm currently 14.2 mil as I'm going for some of the collection logs. I have all the quests done, have all the achievement diaries done. I've had those for years at this point. I'm a Grandmaster. I've had all the combat achievements done. I first acquired this about 2 years ago with the completion of some of the top tasks, and I've reacquired it ever since. I'm currently 14 collection logs out of 1692. This is with the big sailing dump, which added about like 85. I have been gilded multiple times. This is my third time reacquiring the gilded after multiple updates. I'm really hoping during the next update I will not have to reacquire gilded and I will stay gilded this time. But anyways, I just wanted to make this just to capture some of my progress, talk about what I like to do in the game, and just show off some of my temple stuff. That way it's there. So I'm mostly a collection logger. I don't do that much else in the game. Recently, I've gotten into skilling a fair amount, but I'll start off with some of my temple summaries, as that's a good starting point. Switching screens. So this was my last year temple. Obviously, it's about 20 days off, but it's good enough for what it is. I gained about 240 mil EXP. Most of it is in combat skills. I only started recently getting into cooking, as getting 100 mil and then eventually 200 mil cooking is one of my goals. I'm currently at 69 mil. I did some woodcutting this year. I rounded it out to 30 mil woodcutting in total. The other ones are kind of miscellaneous. I'm always working on Slayer. I love working on Slayer. It's one of my biggest goals in the game. I'm currently at 82 mil, and I'd love to get 100 mil this year, which is kind of a big goal. Definitely more than what I normally get, as you can see from my nearly 16 mil year. I started recently pushing hard on farming. I had a fairly decent 30 mil year, with most of this coming in the last 6 months. However, I'm only 76 mil farming and a long ways off 200 mil. There's no way I would ever get this year, but I'll settle for a nice simple 100 mil, depending on how much money it costs me. Going on over to the bosses, I did not do a lot of bossing this year. I had a bunch of health issues and was not able to boss as much as I wanted to. Most of my bossing came in the form of AFK KBD, about 1400, and then mobile Kraken, 3500, and then a bunch of other random miscellaneous ones. I did do some wildy completion this year. Also some AFK and mobile Scurious over 1,000, 1,000 Araxor, and the one that maybe hurts the most is I did about 1,500 Royal Titans this year, and I'm still hunting the pet. Going on over to just the skill ranks. I am, as of this recording, I was rank 1,063. I was max total 1.382 bill. I have 200 mils strength and HP. I acquired these both this year, and I'm on pace to get range by the end of January, which is about the time I'm recording this. So as you can see, some of the things I mentioned are a little bit behind, such as my woodcutting, such as my cooking, as I've done a good amount of that in this past month. Going on over to my boss ranks. This is one that is sort of fun. Oh, this is not the highest quality image, so it's a little hard to see, but my two highest ranks in the game are my 10,000 Cerberus, which at the time of this was rank 407. I went 9.9k for the pet, which is why it's so high, and I rounded it out. Everything else is not super high. There's a lot of 4-digit ones, like the DKs. Some Slayer bosses, I mostly do a lot of Slayer. I have 10k Kraken, which I got this year, honestly, just to round it out because it looks good. There's no real reason for me to do that. I got 38 Zux, which is decent. I'd like to get this to 50 this year as I try to get the pet eventually. 2k Volkrath, 3.5k Zulra. Some raids. My Calvarion I finished this year. I got the Voidwaker Blade, so 1300. And I'm pushing towards one half 50% rate for some of the DT2 bosses, so 1250 Duke, 1250 Leviathan. I'm close to those. And then at the end there, one of my goals this year is to get a Mox Pet, about half rate, and Royal Titans, which I'm about 2/3 rate. And then in terms of some of the miscellaneous stuff, the other stuff I like to do in the game is I like to do a lot of clues. As you can see, I'm nearly 10k total clues. I'm ranked 683 at the time of this image was taken. I green logged easies, or beginners, sorry, a while ago. I went way above the 600 rate for completion and stopped immediately. I am 3,500 easies. I'll get to that later. 1,600 mediums, over 2k hards, 664 elites, 732 masters. 2,000 barrows, went a little dry to complete this one. Volcano, and about half rate as well. So that's it for some of the random temple stuff. Now going back to the account, I'll kind of scroll through the collection log. Starting off with the bosses, most of these haven't changed in quite a while, but it's my first video and I'll record it just for the sake of it. I greenlogged Sire a long time ago, rounded it out to 2200 KC. Hydra, rounded this out to 2500 KC. Greenlogged this a while ago. A Moxliotl, this is one of my goals this year, to get this pet, or at least hit pet rate. I don't enjoy doing this boss too much. It's a pretty big money sink as a main. You don't get a lot out of it, but recently I've been getting a little bit lucky on the moon half keys, so my enjoyment has increased slightly. Araxor, this is definitely an unfortunate one. I went about 2 times rate for my Araxite Fang this year, and then got the jar, and now I'm sort of in a position where I'm forced to destroy to get the Nid Pet and not make any money here, even though this is a good money-making boss, and always been a bit sad about that. Barrows, finished a long time ago, went quite dry. 15 Torix plate legs has always been kind of funny to me, as it's literally double anything else I have. Bryo, got lucky. Callisto and RDO, I did some masses, the 10-man masses for elites. Got very lucky here. Crazy lucky, actually. Cerberus, rounded this out to 10k. Went 9.9k for the Hell Puppy. And I have 9 Jars of Souls on the log, 11 in total. This is kind of crazy, but a little bit of a trophy for my account. Chaos Elemental, Chaos Fanatic, not much to say. Commander Zilliana, I don't like this boss too much, but I'll eventually get back to it. Maybe a couple Slayer tasks. Corporal Beast, I'm fairly lucky for a main who's done nearly 0 KC and, you know, minimal, no boosting. This has all been done with a couple of friends over the years, but I'm too poor to boost this, so I'll probably never get this done. Crazy Arc, Dagonoth Kings, I've got 2 out of the 3 pets, both of them under rate. I'm about 3/5 of the rate to Prime, or Rex, I should say. And I currently have a task which I'm working on. You know, hope to get this eventually. Strange Archaeologist, skip. Doom. So this came out this year. This boss I'm actually crazy unlucky at. I finished the CAs for it. I got no drops while going for the CAs, which seemingly everybody does. And I have one drop. And I have IAC at wave 4. I'm owed over 6 drops, and this just hurts. I'd love to make some money from this boss. Doom, super lucky here at Doom. I went a little bit dry for the Eye of Duke, but I have 4 Magus Vestiges, which is insanely lucky. So, very happy about this one. Fight Caves, Green got the pet a long time ago. Got a Duke pet going for CAs a long time ago. Fortis Coliseum. This is one of my goals this year, to get 100 KC here or get the Ralos. Slowly starting to chip back at it. I'm not very good at the waves, but I've gotten a couple KC recently as I, try to make some money and complete this. The Gauntlet, as a main, very lucky, got 2 enhanceds. If I was an iron, I'd be a happy camper. I'd love to get to pet rate this year, but doing 500 Gauntlet when it's not something I enjoy very much is a tall goal for sure. General Groudor, not much to say. Just eventually we'll go for the pet. Giant Mole, green log this. This is my second pet on the account ever, so many years ago. Grotesque Guardians, definitely a painful boss. Very common task from Slayer, but high. I'm nearing the 3k pet rate for the noon, but the jar I'm not even halfway, so definitely a sort of a lifetime achievement goal kind of thing. Hespori, skipping, Huey, got really lucky here. Inferno, 38 KC, going for the pet. Probably not going to work on it too much as I'm mostly focusing on Konar. Calify Queen, I'm at 1400, so nearly halfway to pet rate, 2/3 to jar rate kind of thing. Get there eventually. KBD, this is one of my goals this year, to work on this with the new Dragon Hunter wand, to AFK it to get the pet. I'm well over twice right now, hoping for it soon. Kraken, not much to say. I like Slayer, I like AFKing, and so I have 7 pets. Yikes. Kree, God Wars pet, crazy lucky. Got this a long time ago. Cool pet. Krill, also crazy lucky, and this is my favorite pet in the game. Like, absolutely by far. I love this pet so much. The Leviathan, I just hit 1200 KC, and I'm still hunting for the Venator Vestige. I finally hit 2 out of 3 recently, so I sort of have a banked guaranteed collection log eventually when I get that 3rd roll, and as I hunt for the pet. So, Moon's Apparel, finished this a while ago. Next, haven't touched this in years, not super interested in it, even though it's good money. Nightmare, with some of the changes to Fasani's, I should do more of this, and with this cheesy mass Nightmare thing going on, I should spend some time here, especially if I want the jar, but I'm not super focused on it right now. Obor, went dry, finished it a while ago. Phantom Muspa, I'm double rate on vendor shards. Crazy moneymaker for me. Honestly, should do more. Royal Titans, this one is starting to hurt. I finished all these items about 710 and then been destroying ever since. So I'm 710 plus 1800 plus times 2. So I'm like 2/3 rate for a pet. It's just a money sink. Even though it's good clues. So Seracnus, got lucky a couple years ago. Scorpia, got really lucky a couple years ago. Scurious, overrate now. I'll get eventually with the Blood Barrage method. It's super chill. Griffin, I did 1 task. I'll get back to it after I finish Konar. Scotizo, I finished this year. I got the Jar of Darkness, about half rate, so 100 once they change this to the 1 to 200 rate. Really lucky here. Very happy about this, as I don't have to focus on Catacomb Slayer anymore, which is nice, but also unfortunate as it was always a motivator to do certain tasks. Temperos, not a lot of motivation this year. Eventually I'll work on it. Thermi, got do pet. green. For Dorvis, got really lucky here. This is a crazy spoon across the board. Alter, Axe Head, Pet, all sub 1k. Then Nos and Spindle. I'll work on this sort of once I get back to Wildy Slayer eventually and Revenants, but not a lot of motivation right now. Vedion Calvarion, finished that this year with the Void Waker Blade, which is nice. I wish I did it when it was worth a lot more money, but still got it done. Vorkath, I got this pet a long time ago. I'm still working on the Vestige and the Jar of Decay. Sort of a lifetime grind. They're super rare. Long-term grinds. The Whisperer, I'm just hunting pet. Not a high priority. Wintertodd, greenlogged this a while ago. Yama, I made out of 11, but I'm not into trying to run the pet contracts, which I should to get the pet. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, if I'll ever complete it. Volcano, this one's kind of this one's a bummer. I'm basically halfway rate to pet, except I don't have any of the collection logs. It's medium effort and just annoying. I don't like spending a lot of time there. Zulrah, I have the pet, still need the mutagens in the jar, so once again, lifetime goal, lifetime grind, it'll always be there. Going on over to the raid section. I don't do a lot of raids. I've never been super into raiding, and this is maybe one of the biggest areas that hold back my collection log from being farther along, especially chambers. With the 2k CM cape grind needed to complete this log was something I'll almost certainly never get. I have so many of the normal uniques, such as, you know, the Dragon Hunter, the Twisted Buckler, and honestly just needing, like, you know, 250, 500 of these to have any chance at these items. The Theater of the Blood, I'm actually fairly decent on. Went just about raid for a Scythe, and I'm closing in on 1,000. I just haven't raided in a long, long time. I'd love to get this, and then probably call it quits on this log. Just get rounded out to 1,000. TOA, this is one of my goals for this year, is to complete the 500 cape, and then hopefully get the Missouri Chaps along the way, as that would be kind of a nice way to get close to finishing this log. Moving on to clues. This is where I spend a lot of time in general, and in particular last year with the potential nerfing of the clues and the 1 hour ground timer. The biggest goal I got this year was I got my second piece of Monk Robe G, meaning I have both top and bottom, putting me at 1 item left to go, and I just need this elegant piece. I'm going to finish it this year as one of my major goals, and then I never have to do another easy again, or never have to grind easies again, as I'll probably do a couple over time. With mediums, I just need 2 elegant pieces. You can go pretty unlucky here with elegant, but mediums are okay to do. I don't like them as much as easies, but this is another one of my goals. Spend a lot of money on implings and get these 2 done. Hard clues, this is just what I like doing with Slayer. I've always liked doing hard clues and grinding for them. I'm very, very lucky with the particular items I have at the KC I have. I have all of the H5 plate bodies, and I have 4 of the shields, and I just need 2 to go. However, this is like the difference between 2k and 10k can be these 2 items. They're crazy rare, and who knows if I'll ever complete this, but it's just something you work on passively over time. For elites, this is one that's bummed me out a little bit, as I'm at 664, which is pretty decent KC, considering I didn't do that much of the crazy high elites per hour Callisto, or I don't have like 10 ults to do Seracnus. And I'm still missing a couple of normal uniques, such as the Royal Count Top, Bronze Dragon Mask, Rune Dragon Mask, and the Bucket Helm. The one that hurts is I only have 1 piece of Tuxedo, and I'm pretty sure I should have at least 2. I will never complete this set, but getting a second one would be kind of nice. In Masters, in terms of the normal uniques, I have all of them And then in terms of the slightly rarer uniques is the 2 Godsword kits. I'm still missing 2 of them. And then you get into the crazy rare pieces of the Dragon Kite Shield. I have the Dragon Plate Body, still need Dragon Kite Shield, and then a lot of Enku and Mummy. I'm 3/4 rate now for Bloodhound, which, you know, could go forever rate on that. If I don't get it by 1,000, I'll probably never get this pat. And I don't have the Ring of Third Age, which I have like over 50 mimics, so I'm not that dry, but I'm kind of due at some point. In terms of mega rares, think I'm fairly lucky in terms of the number of uniques I have. I have 4 Gilded and then 1 Third Age from just the hards. I have only that 1 Third Age piece on my account in general, but now I have 8 of the elites. So these from the hards and then these elite specific ones. And then from the masters, it's the exact same thing, except I have the Bucket Helm G, which is like a master specific mega rare, which is pretty cool. And then shared and scroll cases, not much to say here. For the mini games, Barbarian Assault, I'm probably never going to touch this. Barracuda Trials came out with sailing, finished this pretty quickly. Skipping some of the easy stuff, which I've done for a long time. Going on down to Guardians of the Rift. This is a big collection log I'd like to work on this year. I want to get the Guardian's Eye. I have about 1,500 pearls, and I'm hoping in 1,500 more pearls to go, I get any of these dies. One of these maybe. I really spooned the pet this year at about 650 Rift searches, which is one of my only 2 pets I got this year. So I'm hoping to get this to like 13, 14. I'd love to get this to 17 out of 17, but it's kind of a tall task. These are kind of some rare collection logs. Last Man Standing. This is not something I work on a lot and not something I'll ever complete, but I'd like to chip away on it as I try to get the 100 Victor's Cape, the 100 win cape, and then maybe eventually get all the halos and the Gothixian icon, which kind of gets you like really close to the raw number of slots done. Soul Wars. I'd like to work on this year and get the Soul Cape. I have a bunch of points saved up, but I just don't have a lot of motivation to spend time on my alt and work on it, but eventually I will. Veiled Totems came out this year. Got that done pretty quickly. Volcanic Mine. I'd love to get this Dragon Pickaxe, but I don't have a lot of motivation right now. Going on to the other section, which is a big part of what I work on. In the alt pet section, I'm at 36 out of 67. I only got 2 pets this year. I'm not too much of a dedicated pet hunter, even though obviously as I do collection logging, I want to get all the pets. I spend too much time collection logging instead of just focusing on pet hunting. So the boat paints, this came out with sailing. I'm close, but I'm not close. The Barracuda paint can be rough doing Temper Tantrum. And then the Angler paint, you can go crazy dry on there, but I am slowly chipping away on these. I don't think some of these are just sailing ones, like the Lost Schematics, Ocean Encounters, Random Events. I don't have the Steel Baguette. Revenants. I need 3 items, but it can take a while. We'll see when I get back to that. Sailing Miscellanea. I completed this year with the Sailing Introduction. Won about 1,500 Great Whites for the Broken Dragon Hook, which is nice. Got really lucky on the Bottle Storm at Vampire Krakens, and then cut 2 Dragon Cannon Barrels under rate, which is cool. Sea Treasures, completed that. That's salvaging basically. Skilling Pets, I was 5 out of 8 this year, and then they added Soup, and I don't have Soup yet, so still working on these. Pit, Chin, Squirrel, Soup. Slayer, this is one of my big goals that I've had since I started collection logging the account, is to green log this. I am still working on the Wyvern Visage. I am currently 31,800, which is, I'm approaching 3 times rate here, which has been a bit of a time sink to say the least. And then Konar. I am currently overrate on Konar. I'm at 2,700 keys. I'm 4 to 5. I'm still hunting the last piece. I have some keys saved up. I'm going to do some opening at some point, and I want to finish this. I want to be done with Konar so badly. I can move on to a whole new era of Slayer. And then I still got to get the new items, the Aquanite Tendon and the Horn of Plenty, but get those eventually. In the miscellaneous section, some new introductions of sailing, such as the Big Fish. I'm currently at 3 out of 6 of the Big Fish. I'm working on the Halibut. And then obviously I got to head over to Purple Fin and the Swift Marlin, which can take a really, really long time. I still need the Dragon Metal Slice and the Dragon Metal Lump, but with the introduction of the Dragon Hunter Wand, I'm hoping I'll be able to do this when I'm doing Dirtle Slayer with those large Metal Dragon tasks, which will be kind of a fun goal post-Konar. I have Dragon Full Helm, got really lucky. Eternal Glory, got really lucky. Bit of a flex for my Evil Chicken. I'm fairly certain I'm one of the, like, let's say 5 to 10 accounts in the game who got this pre-forestry introduction, meaning I got this all from Miscellanea and Birdhouse runs. Now that just means I'm even more of a spoon than normal people, which had forestry to do it, but it is something that's always a little bit of a flex for the account. Finished Dragonstone, got fairly lucky considering I only got 2 dupes. And then obviously still don't have the Helmet of the Moon. This came out onto the log this year. I've got to open about 15 keys, and I've got some keys stacked up, and this is like the ultimate passive goal. It's one of my skilling motivations is do a bunch of skilling for key halves, go to Ice Fiends, get the teeth, and try to get it. In terms of other stuff, I'll show off the bank just a little bit. I've got some stuff stacked up currently, which I'll open. I stream every once in a while on Twitch just to have a little fun. I have Blorva, right, with GM. Had that for a while. I got Radiant this year. Difficult challenge for sure. Did get it done. I collect a lot of random stuff. Bit of a hoarder as a main. Particularly like the big fish, the giant heads, like pure essence, flax, stuff that like doesn't sell for a lot on the GE, and freaking iron arrows from KBD and stuff. Keep those on the account just for the heck of it. I have a lot of these loop halves, which, you know, always need more tooth halves. Get there eventually. So I currently have 18 to open. Got the Purifying Sigil, you know, for Radiant, Blorva, extra Sanguine Kit, extra Dust. 13 baguette rolls from, you know, but no stale baguette. Always kind of sad. I've been continuing to get bird's eggs just randomly throughout woodcutting, just in case they have a use in the future, which I doubt. And this is just sort of some sailing miscellaneous stuff. So that's about it. I just wanted to make this just for myself, posterity, and yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.